Okay, welcome to Kcse revision paper 2 2024. We're going to start with section 1. As you can see, the instructions, you follow the instructions as indicated. Section A or section 1 has 50 marks, running from question 1 to question 16. Section 2 running from question 17 to 2. Now we're going to start section 1, 50 marks, compulsory. They are saying you answer all the questions in this section in the spaces provided. Question 1 reads, an arithmetic progression AP is given as 600, 650, 700, 750. Determine A, the 30th term of the AP. 30th term of the AP. As you can see, we have our interval or difference from 600 to 650 to 700 to 750, a difference of 50 each. Then our first term is 600. Nth term we are given as 30. So to get our 30th term, 30th, let's use get our 30th term. Now 30th term will be equal to the first term, which is 600, plus bracket 30 minus 1. We know the formula. Nth term n minus 1 times the difference, which is 50. Now, this one will give us what? 600 plus 30 minus 1, that is 29. 29 times 50. 10 plus 29 times, that is 29 times 50. And you're going to get something, what is it? Now 29 times 50, you get 1450. 1450. 1450. Now when you take 1450 plus 600, you're going to get 2050 as your answer. So therefore your 30th term of the AP is 2050. That is how you get your 2 marks. Then the sum of the first 30 terms of the AP, we use the formula sum Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus bracket n minus 1 d, then we have these brackets that way. So we are going to use this formula. Therefore, our n is 30, so 30 divided by 2. Then we have 2 times our first term a is 600 plus 30 minus 1, then times 50. Now, when you work this one out, you're going to get 30 divided by 2, that is 15. So you're going to get 15 times, when you work these ones in brackets, you're going to get 2,650 when you work the brackets out. And therefore, when you multiply 15 times 2650, you're going to get 39,750. So that is now now the sum of the first 30 terms of the AP. So when you add 600 plus 650 plus 700 plus 750 plus the remaining number of APs, you're going to get a total of 39,750. That is your final answer. Then question 2 reads the quadratic equations. The quadratic equation 5x squared kx 20. I think it's now that is 5x squared plus kx plus 20 is equal to 0. Has only one root. Determine the possible values of k. So 5x squared plus kx plus 20 is equal to 0. Now in this case, we are going to take k's. Now they are saying determine the possible value of k. So we are going to take k squared minus now 4 times 5 times 20 will be equal to what? To 0. So that we move these ones to the other side, we remain with k on one side, k squared I mean. So we're going to have k squared to be equal to 4 on the other side becomes what? Negative, then minus times, now 5 becomes negative 5 times 20 is negative 20. That way. So we have 4 times negative 5 times negative 20. So k squared becomes that one to, you get 400. Now to get k alone, we simply find the square root of 400. So k is equal to square root of 400. That k becomes plus or minus 20. Now that is the values of k. So k is either positive 20 or negative 20. That one becomes your final answer. We go to question 3. Question 3. Without using mathematical tables or a calculator, evaluate log 125 plus, it is plus log 125 plus log 64. Then we have log this is log supposed to be cube 6th root of 5 plus, let me write it here. So we have log 125 plus log 64, and then over log 6th root of 5, then plus the log cube root of 2. That way. That is how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be. We had some slight printing errors there. So this is how it's supposed to be. Now, having things, we can change 125 into power form, into power. That one becomes log 5 power 3. So 125 is the same as 5 power 3. Then plus log 64, that is the same as plus log 2 power 6. 2 power 6. Then divide by 6th root of 5 is the same as log 5 power 6th. Then plus log. Now log of root 3 2 power 3rd. Now we all know that log 5 power 3 is the same as 3 log 5. So you say 3 log 5 plus then 6 log 2 over a 6th log 5 plus a 3rd log 2. A 3rd log 2. A 3rd log 2. Something. Sorry, some. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Okay, this is what we are saying. Log 5 power 3 plus log 2 power 6 divided by log 5 power 6th. Then plus log 2 power 3rd. We simplify it to 3 log 5 plus 6 log 2 divided by a 6th log 5, then a 3rd log 2, then a 3rd log 2. So that is how we do it. Then we continue. continue. We continue. Now, we take now 6. Now these are sixth. We are going to multiply so that we remove it from the bottom side. So we are going to have 6 into 3 log 5, 3 log 5, then plus 6 into, 6 log 6 log 2 divided by log 5. Now the 6th is gone, so divided by log 5 plus 2 log 2. Now we collect, or we factorize. We factorize up to here. We factorize this one. When we factorize, we're going to factor out 6. We factor out 6. 6 is our common one. So 6. So we're going to get 18. 18 into log 5 plus 2 log 2 divided by plus 2 log 2. This way. Now, up to here, you can see we have log 5 plus 2 log 2. Then we have log 5 plus 2 log. Therefore, this one cancels. Log 5 goes with log 5, then 2 log 2, 2 log 2. Though, then you remain with what? 18 as your answer. 18 remains as your answer. That is how you get your 3 marks. As simple as that. So your final answer becomes 18. Then we move to question 4. Question 4. Question 4. I say make x the subject of the formula. Make x the subject of the formula. Now, formula, this is the formula y is equal to a over b power x. So y is equal to a over b power x. Now this one, this is how you deal with it. Now, to make this one easy, they want you to make x the subject of the formula, and x is attached to b. Therefore, we can multiply both sides by b power x times b power x, so that this one cancels out. Then divide this side by y, divide by y. So we are going to have our b power x to be equal to a over y. That's it. Then we can now introduce logs. We introduce logs. Introduce logs. Now, when you introduce logs, we are going to have log b power x, which is equal to log a over y. Now, this is the same as x log b, which is equal to log a over y. A over y. Then we move on. Then we are going to have x log b. X log b is equal to log a over y. Therefore, we divide both sides by log b. Log b divided by log b, so that we can remain with x. So x becomes log a over y divided by log b. So log a over y, we simplify it further so that we have x to be equal to log. So log a over y, we simplify it to log a minus log y divided by log b, so that we have our final answer to be what? Log a minus log y divided by log b. Okay. So that is how we find the value of x. So that is how we make x the subject of the formula. So x will be equal to log a minus log y divided by log b. We move to number 5. Question number 5. The unshaded region of the Cartesian plane satisfies the equation. The equation is not saying well. That is x plus 3y. X plus 3y. Okay. So let me change this one. Okay. Now, so the equation, the inequalities is 3x plus 3y, which is less than, this is less than or equal to 21. Then we have negative 3x plus y, this is plus y. Then which is less than 3. I think we had a problem there. X. Then you have minus 3x plus y is greater than or equal to negative 13. And x plus 3y. I think the signs were omitted. X plus 3y is greater than or equal to 11. Greater than or equal to 11. Now we can look at the question. That is the graph the question reads, find the maximum value of x plus 4y. It is plus 4y for the integration coordinates where p is xy lying in the unshaded region. So they are asking you to find the value of x plus 4y where p is xy. Those are the coordinates, but you find where it is what? Maximum. Now, when you look at this graph, the point at which p is maximum, the point at which p is maximum, it is at this point. This is the point where p, the value of x at p here is 6, as you can see. 6. When you move down here, you're going to find p to be 6. That is the value of x. And then y, the value of y is going to be, at this point, y is going to be 5. So p is 6, 5. That way. 6, 5. Now, at maximum point p, the values of p are, so p is equal to 6, 5. So you say maximum value of x plus 4y occurs at p, which is what? 6, 5. Maximum value of, now the maximum value of x plus 4y. Now you substitute where there is x, you replace with 6. Where there is y, you replace with 5. We shall have 6. So x is now 6 plus 4 times y, which is 5. Then you get your answer to be what? 20 plus 6, that is 26. Now that 26 is 26 now is the maximum value of x plus 4y. And that is how you get your 3 marks on that graph. Now, let me move to the next question. The next question is number 6. Number 6. Number 6. I think we had a problem with our questions, but I'll correct them. Now we have an aircraft, a question on longitudes and latitudes. An aircraft flew due west from point A. Now point A is 39.64 degrees. That is 39.64 degrees north. Then 50 degrees east to point, that is A, to point B, which is 39.64 degrees north and 20 degrees west. Now, calculate the distance covered by the aircraft correct to the nearest kilometers. Now take pi, this is pi, to be 27, and r, radius of the earth, to be 6370 kilometers. So pi is 22/7, and the radius of the earth to be 6370 kilometers. Now this question on longitude and latitudes, first of all, you have to look at the longitude difference. The longitude difference. The longitude difference. Now, longitude difference here, we have 50, which is on east, and 20 degrees, which is west. Therefore, we are going to add our longitude difference will be 50 plus 20. Now that they are on different sides, so we have one on east, another one on west. So we shall add. Therefore, our longitude difference is going to be 70 degrees. Then we use our formula to find the distance from A to B. Now distance A to B is given by the formula alpha over 360 2 pi r cos theta. Therefore, we substitute. Alpha is our longitude difference. So our longitude difference is 70. So 70 divided by 360 times 2 times pi, which we are given as 22/7, times r, the radius of the earth, which is 6370, then cos, now the latitude, which is cos theta. The theta now is the latitude, which is 39.64. So when you work this one out, you're going to find your distance to be 59.95 kilometers. So that is now your distance in kilometers, 59.95 kilometers. That is how you get your answer in kilometers from point A to B using latitudes and longitudes. Straight to now in the following figure, A, B, C, D, and E are points on the circumference of the circle. Line AB is parallel to line DC, and line FAG is a tangent to the circle at A. So at A, that is where we have the tangent. And then the angle GAB is 25 degrees, and angle, we have this angle ABC is equal to 100 what? Degrees, is equal to 100. Now determine the size of angle BAC. Angle BAC. The size of angle BAC. Now you can see angle BAC. BAC. This is the angle that they want us to find. Angle BAC. This one. Now to find BAC, as you can see from the diagram, angle BAG is the same as angle AB. You can see BG, which is 25, is the same as angle ACB. ACB. This one. This one is also what? 25. 25 degrees. 25 degrees. Now, then they're asking you to find the size of angle BSC. So this one. Now that we have 25, we have 100, and then this one is missing, and you can see this is a triangle. Therefore, we use angles on a triangle which add up to 180. Therefore, angle BAC is going to be equal to 180 minus 100 plus 25. So we are going to get 25, you are going to get 55 degrees. So this angle is going to be what? 55 degrees that way. That is how we find angle BAC. Then we are saying you also find angle AED. 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 So AED, this is AED. This angle. This is the angle they are asking for. Now, remember, angle DCA is equal to 55 degrees. Why? Angle DCA. DCA, this angle is 55 degrees. Why? Because it is alternating to this angle BAC, which is 55. They are alternating because of two parallel lines, line DC and line AB. They are parallel. One, and then this one is cutting across. Therefore, this one 55 alternates with that. Then, if that is the case, now angle AED will be equal to 180 degrees minus 55. Therefore, you're going to get 125 degrees. So that is how we find angle AED. Angle AED. That's simple. That is how you arrive at that final answer. Let me get your 2 good marks. Let's move to the next question. The question is not seen well, but I'll correct. Now the triangle ABC with vertices A is 1, 0, B is 3, 0, and C is 1, 2. Is transformed by the matrix T. Allow me to draw this matrix here. T to be equal to 3K. Then we have 3K. Then we have 1.6. Then we have negative 0.9. That is now matrix T. 3K, 1.6, then 3K, negative 0.1. Onto triangle A prime, B prime, and C prime. Given that the area of the triangle A prime, B prime, and C prime is 6. Either 6 square units. Square units. Now you determine the values of K, given that the area of the triangle A prime, B prime, and C prime is 6 square units. Determine the value of K. Determine the value of K. Now in this case, now before you move a step, you have to find the area of triangle A, B, C. Now that you are given the value of we are given the triangle that is A prime, B prime, C prime. Now triangle ABC will be equal to a half the area, a half times 2 times 2. So you get 2 square units. Then you now look for the determinant of the matrix, which will be equal to, you multiply 3k times negative 0.9, this one, minus the multiplication of this one. So you have 3k times negative 0.9, negative 0.9, then minus, now we have 3k times what? 1.6. So the determinant becomes negative 2.7k minus 4.8k. Then we are going to have our determinant as negative 7.5k. That is now our determinant. Now we remember that determinant is equal to the area scale factor, and our determinant is negative 7.5k, which is equal to area given what? 6 square units. So we have 6 square unit over the area of this triangle ABC is 2. So this is we have 6 square units divided by 2 square units. Therefore, negative 7.5k is equal to 3 divided by 2, you get 3. So divide both sides by negative 7.5 divided by negative 7.5. So that one cancels, and k is equal to negative 0.4, or in fractions you can have negative 2 over 5. So that is how you find the value of k. That's simple. So first of all, you find the area of triangle ABC, that is a half by 2 by 2. So get 2 square units. Then determinant, you take 3k times negative 0.9 minus 3k times 1.6. Then your determinant becomes negative 7.5k. Then you equate that to the area scale factor, and you get your value of k as 0.4, or negative 2 over 3. Get your, that is 8 marks, 8 free marks. Now let's move to question number 9. Now solve the equation 6 cos squared x sin x is equal to 4. This is equal sign. For 0 degrees, 0 degrees is less than or equal to x. This is x, then less than or equal to what? Less than or equal to 8. Giving the answer correct to 2 decimal places. So we solve 6 cos squared for the values of for 0 degrees is less than or equal to x, then less than or equal to 180, leaving your answer in 2 decimal places. So this is the equation: 6 cos squared x equals to 4. Equals to 4. Now, we can remember something to do with the cos squared x to be equal to 1 minus sin squared x. This one. We say that cos squared x is the same as 1 minus sin squared x. Therefore, we are going to substitute. Where we have cos squared x, we substitute with what? 1 minus sin squared x. So we are going to have, this is 6. So we have 6 into, now this is cos squared x. This one cos squared x, you replace it with 1 minus sin squared x. Sin squared x. Then you add, now this one was plus, this is plus, here we have plus. So we add sin squared, sorry, sin x, now which is equal to what? 4. Now you can see, now we have sin alone. Then now we're having 6. Now this one 6, we open up, so we shall have 6 minus 6 sin squared x plus sin x, and then is equal to what? 4. Now, collecting like terms, 6, let 6 go to the other side. 6 will go to the other side. Now we shall have now negative, let's change the signs so that we can have, or we move, let us move 4 so that we don't have a negative. So let's move this one to the other side. So we have a 6 minus 4. 4 will come to the other side. So we have 6 sin squared x. Then now this one addition now changes to minus sin x, now which will be equal to now 2, which will be equal to 2. Now move these 2 to this other side so that we equate to 0, so that we have 6 sine squared x minus sin x. Now 2, this minus 2 is equal to 0. That way. Then we continue. Now we shall have now 6 Now sin squared x minus 4 sin x 3 sin. We are now factorizing. We are now factoring common factor. 6 sin x squared minus 4 sin x. Common is 2 sin x, so we factor out 2 sin x. Then we're having 3 sin x minus 2. Then here the common factor is 1. So we are remaining with 3 sin x minus 3 sin x minus 2, which is equal to 0. Now you can see you have 3 sin x minus 2, then 3 sin x minus 2, then we have 2 sin x, then so we collect this one, we pick one of this one, we have it is common, then we add the 2, so we add 2 sin x plus 1, then we pick one of the one in brackets, this one, then the one in brackets, one of them, we have 3 sin x minus 2, that way, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. Now, still have something small to finish on that. And that one becomes now where we have now sin x is equal to, now when you factorize this one to be equal to 0, this one to be equal to this 0, you're going to get sin x to be equal to 2 over 3, or when you equate 3 sin x minus 2 equals to 0, we're going to get our sin x to be equal to negative half. So our sin x now here is 2 over 3, and this other side sin x is negative half. Therefore, having this one, when sin x is 2 over 3, then x becomes what? X will become 41.81 degrees, or when sin x is negative half, x will become 138.19 degrees. That is how we find the values of x. So the x, one of the x is 41.81 degrees, and the other one is 138.19 degrees. That's simple. That is how we calculate that one. We can move to question number 10. Question number 10. The figure below shows a circle. Line CP and CQ are tangents to the circle at point P and Q, respectively. The figure below shows the circle, line CP, and this one, line CP and CQ are tangents to the circle at point P and Q, respectively. Now, what is the question? Now, the question: the circle is to be inscribed in a triangle. The circle is to be inscribed in a triangle ABC. So you have a triangle ABC whereby the circle is inscribed. Now, but point B lies on CQ. produced, and angle CBA is equal to 90 degrees. CBA is equal to 90 degrees. Now use a ruler and a pair of compass only to locate point O, the center of the circle, and complete the triangle. Complete the triangle. Now, for you to do what? For you to find the center of the circle, you have to, now we have point C alone, and we have to look for point B, and now that point B is 90 degrees, from on line CQ, and this circle is inscribed. Therefore, we are going to have this. You draw a line that is 90 degrees to this. Remember to use a ruler and a pair of compass only. So using a ruler and a pair of compass, you're going to get your 90 from there to be 90 degrees. We all know how 90, we can construct 90. Now that I can't, I'm just going to show you how to do this. I can't draw it on my screen. Therefore, 90 degrees, that one will be point B. Then we'll have point A at this part here. So we shall have our triangle ABC. And you can see the circle is now inscribed. For you to locate point O, which is the center of the circle, you have to do this. You drop perpendicular lines, perpendicular lines at P and Q, at P and Q. Then where they meet is the center, of the circle. So you drop the perpendicular. Where they meet, that is the center of the circle. So you know how to drop a perpendicular. So we can do this. So at point P and Q, drop a perpendicular. That is when you are here at point Q. Let me just show you so that you can do it from your side. So you make an arc here, stand at this one of the arc, then you make an arc there, then to this other side, make an arc, then you drop that one, a perpendicular. Then at point Q, then you make an arc there, then you, standing on each arc, make an arc there, then this other side. Then you drop another what? Then you drop another perpendicular that way. So where they meet, this is where they meet. So where they meet, this is now the point O. They meet at this point. So this is point what? Point O. That is how we get to point O. So then complete the triangle. Then you've completed your triangle, and you have your point O, which is the center of the circle. That's simple. Then you get your good marks. Now, that was it. Let us move to question number 11. Question number 11. Now, number 11 says the deviations of the masses of 10 students from an assumed mean of that is negative 10, -5, negative and -2. And then we have 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 13. The mass of the heaviest student was 58 kilograms. Now calculate the mean mass of the students. Now the mean mass of the students. The mass of the heaviest students was what? 58. So now this is the deviation for 10 students. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we can use the assumed mean, whereby we can let the assumed, let us let the assumed mean to be a. Assumed mean to be a. So that when you get the heaviest, which was 50, now 58 minus the assumed mean, you're going to get 13. You're going to get 13, that is kilograms. That was the heaviest student. So that assumed minus, that is the mean 58 of the heaviest, the mass of the heaviest, minus 30, minus A will give us 13. So we find the assumed. So our assumed mean will be equal to 58 minus 13. So our assumed mean becomes what? 45 kilograms. So 45 is our assumed mean. Now, to find the mean mass, find the mean mass, we're going to have assumed mean, which is 45, plus, now we're going to have our mean, that is now you add the 10, negative 10 plus, so negative 10 plus negative 5 plus negative 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 13. Then you divide by 10. So when you add them, you are going to get 45 plus, that is 30, divided by 10. So that one remains as 3. So you have 45 plus 3, and you get your mean mass as 48 kilograms. 48 kilograms becomes your mean mass. So that is the mean mass of the students. First of all, find the assumed mean. And then you take mean mass, the assumed mean, plus the mean of the students. You add all of it, divide by the number of students, which is 10. Then you get 45 plus 3. That is how you arrive at your answer, which is 48 kilograms. Let us move to this question 12 on taxable income. Question 12, which is on taxable income. Question number 12, this one. They're saying the following table shows part of a monthly income tax rates for a certain year. Monthly taxable income and rates, as you can see. So in a certain month, an employer paid a net tax of 2,200 after getting a tax relief of 1,280. Now calculate the employee's taxable income that month. So you are given the tax relief, the net tax paid by the employee, and then they're asking you to calculate the employee's taxable income that month. Now, if that is the tax before relief, now we can see the tax before relief. Tax before relief was 1280 plus now the relief. That is the relief plus now 2200. So we're going to get, before the relief, it was 34.8. That was before tax, before what? Relief. It was 34.8. Now, we can look at this one from running from 0 to 11,180, that one, as you can see. Now, we can start taxing from the first slab. So, tax in first slab will be 10 over 100 times now the difference, that is now 11,180, and you get 1118. Then you move to the second slab, whereby we have 15 over 100 times the difference from 11,181 to 21,714 becomes 10,534. Now 10,534. Now you get 1580.10. Then third slab now, and then the third slab, it will be now 20 over 100, 20 over 100, now times x, what we don't know. So we shall have 0.2 what? 0.2 x. So this x is what we don't have. So when we are going to add now, this is the third one, the last one. We are going to add all of them. So we start with the first one, that is 1118 plus 1580.10, then plus 0.2x will give us what? 34.8, the amount before the relief. So we look for the value of x now. We shall have now 0.2x will be equal to 781.9. Yes, that will be. Then divide by 0.2, divide by 0.2. Now x, our x becomes 3909.50. So that is now the value of x. But now we want to calculate the employee's taxable income. Therefore, to find the taxable income, we are going to add all of it now. So taxable income is equal to now 11,180 now. This was 180. So 11,180. This was 11,180. Okay. 1059 11,180 plus, now we have 10,534 plus 10,534 plus, now what we have as our x is 3909. 3909. So we have our 11,180 11,180, then plus 10, these ones 10,534, then plus 39,009, then you add them together, 0.50. So we shall have this is now the taxable income, which is, when you add them, you are going to get 25,623 and 50 cents. So this is what you are going to have as your taxable income for that month. So that is the workings for that question. Now we can move straight to question number 13, which is 3 marks. 3 marks. Now the equation of a circle is given by x squared is given by x squared, given supposed to be plus y squared minus, this is minus 3x, then plus, this is plus 4y is equal to 0. Then determine the coordinates of the center of the circle. So it's x squared plus y squared minus 3x plus 4y, which is equal to 0. Now for you to find that one, this is how you're going to approach this question. You take x squared minus 3x plus, using the perfect method, minus 3/2 square plus y squared that is plus 4y plus 2 squared, which will be equal to 0. Now 0 plus negative 3/2 squared, then plus 2 what? Remember the completing square method? Now x minus 3/2 squared, now plus y plus 2 now squared will be equal to 25 over 4 now, which will be equal to 5 over 2 squared. 5 over 2 squared. Now, from this one now, we can see the coordinates coming out. Now the coordinates of the center of the circle. That is the question. Now the coordinates of center will be equal now to be 2, that is 5 divided by 2, you get now you have 1.5 and 2. So these are now the coordinates. In fact, this is -2, not 2, -2 now. So you have 1.5 and -2. Then you find the area of the circle in terms of pi. Area of the circle in terms of pi. Now, in terms of pi, area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. We all know that. Now, in terms of pi, now that one will be pi times now what? The radius, which is now 2.5 squared. Now the radius becomes what? 2.5. Then you square. So when you square this one, 2.5, you're going to get 6.25. Remember, your answer should be in terms of pi, therefore you should never replace pi. So you have 6.25 pi. Oh, that is the same as 25 over 4. 25 over 4 pi. 25 over 4 pi. It's the same answer, either way. 6.25 or 25 over 4 pi. That's simple. So that is how you find in terms of pi 1 mark. Then we move to question number 14. Question number 14. The position vectors of a point A. The position vectors of a point A, B, and C are such that OA is equal to, this dot is equal sign, is equal to 3I minus 5J minus 4K. Then OB is equal to, this is equal sign, is equal to J plus 8K. This is plus 8K. And OC is equal to 2I. This is negative 2I plus 5J, then plus 16K. Now show that the points A, B, and C are collinear. So point AB now, AB, it's now from the given OA is that one, then OC is that, and OB is given. So to find point AB, this is point now A1, 0, 1, 8, then minus, find point B now, minus 3, 5, then this is 5, this is negative 5 because of that. Then we have negative 4, then negative 4. When you minus now, you get negative 3, then we have 6, then we have 12. Yes, then we have 12. So that is our point AB. Then point AC, now point AC becomes negative 2, then we have 5 and 16. Then we minus, we're going to minus 3, then we have negative 5, then we also have negative 4. That way. Now this one will give us negative 5, then 10, then 20. Yes, that way. So that when we take AB will be equal to a constant of what? Of AC. So we equate now that AB is negative 3. Sorry. Now AB, now AB is now AB, which is negative 3, 6, and 12. Then is equal to a constant times AC, and our AC is negative 5, 10, and then 20. Now, having this, our K will simply become what? When you find the value of K, you divide both sides by that. We're going to get K as 3 over 5. So to show that the points are collinear, you say AB is equal to 3 over 5. Then of what? Of AC. Now that K is 3 over 5 of AC, and thus line AB is parallel to AC. Then A is a common point. And therefore A, B, C are collinear. So that is how you show that the points are collinear. Let me see. I only have 8. Okay, let's move to question number 15. A particle starts from point 0, or we call it point O, and moves in a straight line so that its velocity y ms after time t seconds is given by velocity is equal to 9t squared, then minus 8t, then plus 10. Now calculate the distance moved by the particle between time t, which is 1 second, and t is also 2 seconds. So in this case, it's simply the integration and therefore we're going to integrate point 1 and 2. That is 1 second, 2 seconds, having 9t squared. 9t squared minus 18t, and then plus 10, and then dt. So when we integrate, this one it becomes 3t power 3 minus 9t squared plus 10t, that way. Then we have 2 and 1. Then when you replace t with the 2, we're going to have this 3 times 2 cubed minus 9 times 2 squared plus 10 times 2 minus, when we replace t with 1, now we have 3 times 1 cubed minus 9 times 1 squared, and then plus 10 times 1. We shall have now, when you substitute, you work that one out, you're going to 8 minus 4, and you get 4 meters. That is now the distance. 8 minus 4, you get 4 meters. 4 meters. Let us move to question number 16, which is a graph. They are saying the following table shows the number of units U of water consumed by 6 households in a month. The corresponding amount A charged is given by the table, as you can see. Now, using the scale of 2 to represent 1 unit on the x-axis and 1 centimeter to represent 100 on the y-axis, draw the line of the best fit for the data on the grid provided. So this is the grid, and this is the table given, and you're given the scale 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis and 1 centimeter to represent 100 units on the y-axis. So we can now draw. So 2 centimeters on the x-axis represent 1. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, as you go, 6, that way, x-axis. Y-axis, 1 in represent 100, so this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, as you go on. Then this is now the units, and this is the cost of the. Now, when it is 0.8, we have 200 shillings. So where we have 0.8, we have 200. So 200 here, 0.8 somewhere here. Where? Here. 0.8 is 0.8 is somewhere here, somewhere there. Then where we have 1.7, 1.7 here, 1.7, we are having 340. So 300, 1.7 is somewhere there, 340, 1.7, 340 is somewhere here. there. Then where we having 2.2, so we have 2.2 is 380. 2.2 is somewhere here. 380 then is somewhere there. 2.2 and 380 somewhere here. Then we have 2.9, 480. 2.9, 2.9, 480. 2.9, 2.9 is somewhere here. 480 somewhere here. Then we have 3.5 is 600. So 3.5 here is 600. This is the point. This is the point. Then we have 4.2. 4.2, 720. So 4.2 somewhere here. 720. 4.2, 720. Somewhere here. That way. Let us use dots. They look more easy. 4,700. 4,600 here. Here was it. This was here. Then